Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mic Drop Monday with Elisa, LaShell, the empowerment specialist. I am so excited about tonight's segment. I'm so excited to get with you guys. I'm so excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so what I'm going to do is give everybody just a moment to join me live. I'm going to give everybody a moment to start hitting that share button. And so as you guys are coming on, let me tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing this as well, because I just believe that there are some people that need to join us tonight, because we are really, hey TJ, thank you for being on. There are some people that I believe, hey JC, that really need to hear what we have going on tonight. We are really going to be dealing with something empowering tonight. Hey Tina, the struggle is over. And so if you are in need of a word of empowerment, if you are in need of a word of encouragement, hey Barbara, if you are in need of a word to shift you to the next level, hey Camille, tonight is your night. I'm talking about we are about to level up. We are about to go to the next level. Hey Joy, hey beautiful, thank you so much for joining. So I need you guys to get your people on. My classmate Lisa's on. Hey Lisa, and welcome. Get everybody on. So many of you guys are joining, so I'm so excited. Ty Jackson is in the house. Welcome. Thank you, woman of God, for joining. So I'm gonna hit the share button and share this with just a couple of people. Hey, Al. And I want you guys to do the very, very same thing. Leah, thank you so much for joining. I say this all the time. You guys have the power of influence, and there are just only so many people that I can reach. Hey, Nina, but you guys can reach so many more people. So if you know of somebody that should be watching tonight, because I'm telling you, we're going to leave empowered tonight. We are going to leave not feeling like victims, not feeling sad. Hey, Tanya, not feeling like we're at our last, not feeling like we're at our wits end. We are going to leave tonight feeling like we're ready to take it on. We're ready to say, hey, whatever we got, come on. Demetrius, thank you for being in the house. So I'm so excited to see so many of you guys that are new. If you are watching new, Marvin is in the house. Thank you so much for joining. So many of you guys are new joining. Listen, I am going to tell some people now to join live as you guys do the same. Brittany, thank you so much for watching. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to tell some other people to join us live now, and you guys do the same. Cassandra, hello and welcome. Listen, I am just too excited about tonight. Rose, I was so grateful to meet you this weekend. Welcome. Alexandria, thank you so much for joining. Listen, all of you guys are coming on, and I am excited about this. Marshall, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see who else we have. Melagaros, thank you for joining. I know I messed that name up, but I'm so excited that you're here. Hey Jay, thank you for joining as well. So listen, I'm giving everybody just a second. I have one more group that I'm going to share this with, and I want all of you guys to do the very, very same thing, because like I said, I believe tonight is one of those nights where we're going to leave empowered. Teresa, thank you so much that we're going to leave ready to go to that next level. Kimberly's in the house. Thank you so much for joining. And so again, Marvin, I'm just so excited to see you on tonight. And so again, we hear so many things, so many negative things. There are so many, hey Teresa, there are so many things that we look at and we listen to. Hey Keisha, that keeps us in this same place, that keeps us. Latanga, thank you so much for joining. Tosh, thank you so much for being on here tonight. There are so many things. Shaquana, thank you so much for joining. Sandra's watching from Moultrie. I appreciate you. There are so many things that we listen to and we watch, and it keeps us in this same cycle of defeat. It keeps us in this same cycle where we feel good for a second, but we're not going anywhere. My cousin Will is on. Hey Will. Cassandra, I enjoyed meeting you this weekend. Thank you so much. Lily Jones, welcome. Thank you for being in the house. And so I am so excited that you all are here, because again, we listen at negative things. Kim, welcome, hello, and happy birthday. And so tonight is one of those nights where we're getting ready to shake off those things. Sid, thank you for joining. Those things that keep us bound, those things that keep us in a negative space. Northeast, welcome, hello. Those things that keep us, hey Michelle, in this cycle where we're negative. Janice, welcome and hello. Where we're downtrodden, where we feel like there is no hope. Listen, tonight, I'm telling you, you're about to get your power back. When we're dealing with the struggle is over, we are getting ready to have life spoken into our bodies, into our minds, into our spirits, into our souls. We're getting ready to get empowered. And so listen, again, we have so many negative things that are going on in life. But if you know of anybody that could use a dose of empowerment, that could use a dose of, encouragement or inspiration, everybody, even the strongest of us. Angel is on. Hey, sweetie, thank you so much for joining. If you know of somebody that can use use just a word of encouragement to get us to the next level. You know, again, so many times we talk to people, and those of you guys that are watching, I know that you're probably the one that's always giving advice, that's always being strong, that's always the one that's got to have that word, that's always the one that everybody is looking to. And sometimes you're saying to yourself, listen, what about me? I'm struggling. What about me? I'm going through. What about me? I have bad days. What about me? I don't always feel strong. But let me tell you something. Tonight is for you. We are going to speak into the atmosphere. Hey, Jasmine, we're going to speak into situations. We're going to speak into our own selves. We're going to speak into our atmosphere. We're going to speak into our future. We're going to speak into our finances. We're going to speak into our purpose. We're going to speak into our right now. And we're going to declare and decree, hey, the struggle is over. So listen, one more time, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to start sharing, because I believe that all of us need that dose of encouragement. Let me stop and share. One night I got so excited that I forgot to start sharing. So let me take a second and share this as well with a couple of people and let them know, listen, the struggle is over. We are going to declare and decree that tonight. Listen, while you guys are coming on, let me make this quick announcement. In the link, what I did was a lot of you guys inboxed me, and a lot of you guys that I met over the weekend, which I was so grateful being in Atlanta with so many amazing people that follow me and support me, that I got an opportunity to meet personally. I was so excited to meet you guys. And so what I did, a lot of people started asking me about having segments, one-on-one segments, wanting to sit down and have conversations with me about what they were going through. So listen, what I did was I put a link inside of this. I put a link that lets you guys know that if you want to book a empowerment segment with me, I have two segments, a 30-minute segment and a 1 hour segment. I want to give you guys the opportunity to get on the phone with me. If you're doing an hour, you can video conference to have a conversation with me. It can be about your business. It can be about your purpose. It can be about your relationships. It maybe can be about something in your self-esteem, like I just need to have this conversation. If that is you and you want to book an empowerment call with me so that we can get some clarity about where you are, what you should be doing, ready to go to the next level, listen, click that link and I want you guys to book an empowerment. It's going to be a personal one-on-one empowerment call. Like I said, you have two options. You can do it for 30 minutes or you can do it for an hour. I want to have the opportunity to speak life into you, to give you some clarity about what's going on in your life. I want to be able to give you some clarity and some insight, some wisdom. If you've been following me for this past year, if you've met me in person, if you've been in Mic Drop Monday, you guys know that I give sound doctrine, that I don't just say things off the top of my head, but that I do my research, that I talk to you guys from a biblical, a personal, a professional perspective, whether it's relational, whether it's in any arena, that's what I'm talking about. And so there is a link. If you'll look in the post that I went live on, there is a link of how to book you a one-on-one segment with me. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to, somebody's asking for the link now, I'm going to go ahead and copy it and put it in the comment section, and I'm going to do it again at the end. But I want so many of you guys, after my segments, you guys start inboxing me and saying, listen, we need to talk. I want to have a conversation with you. So what I just did, I am posting a link for you guys, and so that you guys, I'm going to pin it to the top. So there is the link. It's going to be pinned. If you guys would like to book an empowerment segment with me, like I said, you can choose 30 minutes. You can choose an hour. I want to have a conversation with you. It can be, again, about your relationship. It can be about your personal life. It can be about professionally. I'm just kind of not sure what to do to take my business to the next level. I'm really trying to brand. Whichever level that you want to do that in, I want to give you guys that opportunity. Because you're blowing my inbox up or you're texting me or letting me know that you want an opportunity. And so it's personal. It's going to be one-on-one, just you and I having this conversation about you. It's going to be private and confidential, but I can guarantee you're going to leave empowered. You're going to leave knowing how to get to that next level. So come on, get your friends on. Let's go. Get your people on. Tag your friends. Put this in their inbox tonight. We are going to deal with the struggle is over. My grandmama is watching. Hey, Granny, I'm so excited that you joined me. Listen, I need you guys to get some more people on, because I'm telling you, there are so many of us that are struggling in some area of our lives. Can I tell y'all the truth about something? A lot of times, you know, there's this saying about, child, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. It's saying it's unreachable. Let me try. Somebody said the link is acting like it's not gonna work. So let me make sure it's working. Okay, yeah, if you go in my bio, if you go at the top where I did the segment, I just clicked it, so it's in. If it's not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post another one just to make sure that it's working, because for some reason it's working on my end. But let me make sure. And if you guys, some people are saying that you don't see the share button. Listen, I don't know what's going on with the share button, but I think I see it there. So listen, I'm going to make sure this share button is working, because I want you guys to be able to share this with some people. I want you guys to get some people on, because we're going to have speaking some life in our situations tonight. So I want to make sure that we're all able to do that. Let's see. I'm going to create this link one more time and make sure that you guys are able to link up with me tonight. So let's see. I'm going to try this one more time. The link works fine from the topic line. Somebody just said, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So if you go to the topic line where you first see me, put it in my bio to get in, look at that one. They said that one is working fine, but I'm going to put it up one more time just to make sure that it's going in. And somebody says back out and click on the video, and somebody said that the link might work as soon as the live session is over. So if that's the case, that's going to be amazing. So I'm definitely going to want you guys to click that link even after it's over. I'm going to actually post a flyer with the link attached so that you guys can definitely come on and join me for a one-on-one segment. So listen, let's talk about struggle tonight. So the struggle is over. A lot of times we hear people saying, girl, the struggle is real, honey, the struggle is real. Listen, yeah, the struggle is real, but a lot of times we get so caught up in the struggle that we forget that we don't have to stay in the struggle. We forget that we don't have to spend our life and our time struggling. So here's what happens. We get so caught up in saying, man, I'm struggling. We think we've gotten it in our heads for some reason that we're supposed to struggle. We've normalized the struggle. I'm helping already. We've normalized the struggle. We've decided somewhere we got to struggle to be happy. We got to struggle to be wealthy. We got to struggle in our relationships. We got to struggle in our finances. We got to struggle with our purpose. We got to struggle at home. We got to struggle. So somewhere in our head, we've decided, because we see everybody struggling and we hear everybody talking about the struggle that's real, we think to ourselves sometimes, listen, we're supposed to be struggling. Pastor D is in the house. Thank you and welcome. And so tonight, though, I am going to make the devil out to be a lie. We don't have to struggle. The struggle is over, and we're going to make some declares and some decrees tonight that the struggle is over. That's right, JC. We for some reason, we glorify the struggle. We think that if we make sure that people know that we're struggling, girl, you know I'm struggling, I'm going through, that's a badge of honor. We think it gives us a reason to relate to other people. We think, well, if I'm struggling and if they're struggling, then that's a way that we can get together. But listen, I told you guys a couple of weeks ago on Mic Drop Monday, it's time to level up. I want me and my whole crew to level up. I want us to go to the next level. I don't want us to have a whole group and the only thing we can talk about is our struggle. I'm struggling with my finances. What about you? Girl, me too. What about you, child? You know what? I'm still struggling trying to be happy. I'm still struggling trying to get my business off the ground. I'm still struggling trying to, we're struggling. And for some reason, we feel like that's the extent of what we're able to do. Nobody shows us what's on the other side of the struggle. Am I dropping the mic already? Nobody shows us that, listen, at the appointed time. Even the Bible says in Ecclesiastes that there is a time for everything. Listen, I'm here to declare and decree that the struggle is over. I'm glad some of you guys are already doing it, but somebody needs to type that in the comments tonight. The struggle is over, because we even know from the word that there's power, there's life and death in the power of the tongue, and that we frame our world with our words. Can I say that again for the people in the back? We frame our world with our words. We wonder why we are living in a place of struggle, because a lot of times we're framing our world just like that. We're saying, well, I know today isn't going to be good. You know what? I already know what my bank account looks like. I already know I'm going to have to go through this. And so we frame our world with our words because we're saying the wrong thing. We keep saying the struggle is real, and we're making it bigger and bigger. We keep saying, honey, I am struggling, and we keep renewing the struggle in our lives. But tonight is a time where we're going to declare and decree, baby, the struggle is over. I don't know who told you, but you don't have to struggle in your relationship. You don't have to struggle in your finances. You don't have to struggle in your flesh. You don't have to struggle with your purpose. You don't have to struggle to be at peace. You don't have to struggle to have joy. You don't have to struggle to walk in wholeness. You don't have to struggle. The struggle is over, and it begins with a declare and a decree. I am putting in the atmosphere. I am shifting. I'm shifting my purpose. I'm shifting my present. I'm shifting my future because I'm making a declaration that the struggle is over. Man, if we were in church, I'll tell you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, the struggle is over. But I know we're not. So what you can do is type it in the comment section. And if you haven't already, you need to share it with your neighbors, your friends, the main ones that you're having a conversation with about your struggle. Listen, y'all need to all get on one accord. So put them on tonight and say, listen, we got to change our language. Man, somebody need to type that in the comments. Change your language. We've got to change our language, and we've got to stop putting our struggle on a pedestal. We've got to stop illuminating our struggle. We've got to stop wearing our struggle like a badge of honor. We've got to stop making our struggle the center of our lives. I declare and decree the struggle is over. I'm not normalizing the struggle. Oh, no. You listen, power and death lies in that tongue. So you got to declare that and decree it. The struggle is over. I'm not struggling with my finances. I'm not struggling with my flesh. I'm not struggling with my family. I'm not struggling with fatigue. I'm not struggling with my personality. I'm not struggling with my purpose. I'm not struggling with prosperity. The struggle is over. LaShonda, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you for joining, sis. And so we got to change our language. You start hearing yourself start talking about, girl, I was going through. Change your language. Somebody need to do that to yourself. Change your language. Girl, I don't know when I'm going to. Child, I'm struggling. So change your language. No, the struggle is over. Listen, you have not because you ask not. Do you know what that literally means? That things are not being made manifest in your life because you aren't making the declaration. You want to see manifested miracles in your life. You want to see things in your atmosphere begin to change. Well, guess what? Change your language. We want God to come in like a magician and hit stuff and make it happen. But every time he disperses his angels to shift our situation, we killing them, we running them away because power and death lies in our tongue. Life and death is here. But the struggle is over. So we got to change our language. That's right. We got to change our language. Oh, I'm not struggling. And see, listen, I might be going through, but I'm not struggling. Going through means there is a beginning and there is an ending of the thing. Going through means at least I'm in motion. At least there's movement. Going through means at least I'm in a process. At least I'm making progress. So I might be going through, but guess what? I'm not struggling. Oh, yeah. I'm saying it again for the people in the back. And hey, Erica, thank you so much for being on. I might be going through, but there's another side of the struggle. The struggle is over. So change your language. Change your language. And so what happens is, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so some of the reason why we can't change our language a lot of the times is because in our heart, we really feel as though we're supposed to struggle. In our life, we really feel like we're supposed to be going through. In our finances, we really feel like we're not supposed to be in a wealthy place. In our relationships, we really feel like the only way that we know that this relationship is meaningful is it's gotta hurt. We really feel like everything in our life to get it, we got to struggle, we got to fight, we got to go through, we got to do all of these things just to get what belongs with us. But the devil is a liar. We tear down every imagination and everything that seeks to exalt itself against the knowledge of God. The struggle is over. Apostle Samuel, thank you so much for joining, man of God. The struggle is over. And so we make these decrees in the atmosphere tonight, even as you get off of this broadcast. I'm telling you, everybody that's joining in, make sure you guys are still sharing. Your life's about to go through a shift. The struggle is over. So earlier today, I put a definition because our people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And we really need to understand when we're always going around saying, you know, the struggle is real, girl, I'm struggling. And listen, thank you, Laverne. You just reminded me. If you guys are watching, y'all know there are a couple of things I need you to do. Number one, if I'm dropping the mic, if I'm saying something and you saying, man, you dropping the mic tonight, I need you guys to put some mic drop emojis in in the comments, or just type in the word mic drop. You're letting me know that I am dropping the mic. Some people put in bombs and hammers. They say I'm dropping it. Whatever I'm dropping, I need to know that I'm dropping it. So make sure that you guys are putting it in the comments. Secondly, listen, if I say something and it resonates with you and you say, oh my goodness, that's me, I need you to do something, because it's a level of accountability and it creates accountability. Sometimes we feel like we're alone until we see somebody else saying, listen, I go through that same thing. So if I say something and it hits home and you see yourself, I need you to type in 3 words. Y'all know what it is. I see me. Type it in the comments, because what happens is we put ourselves out there to say, you know what? I see me in that. I say that. I do that. And somebody else say, really? You mean I'm not the only one going through it? Listen, call the devil out. I see me in that. That's me. Because you're making confessions. Because tonight we're going to be making affirmations in our lives. Okay? Third, but last but not least, if you hear me making some good points or saying something and you think, wow, that's a good point, I need to type this in, somebody needs to read this, then I want you guys to type those in the comments for me if you can. I'm going to give you guys a lot of things to repeat after me. Put them in the comments if you can, because I just believe that these affirmations, when we keep repeating them to ourselves, when we keep repeating them to our friends, when we really keep putting those things out there, listen, it helps us shift. And so again, tonight, the struggle is over. And so you have to ask yourself, who told you that you have to struggle in your finances? Who told you that you have to struggle in your flesh? Who told you that you have to struggle in your relationships? Who told you that you have to struggle to have peace and prosperity? Who told you that you have to struggle in your purpose? The struggle is over. And so as we begin this Mic Drop Monday with your empowerment specialist, Elisa LaShell, I'm going to say to you a couple of things. Number one, struggle is defined as making forceful or violent efforts to get free of a restraint or a constriction. I need you guys to understand this so that this can illuminate truth in you tonight. Struggle is to make forceful or violent efforts to get free of a restraint or a constriction. In other words, you're struggling when something has you bound. Uh-oh. Did you hear that? I need you guys to make that association. You only struggle when something has you bound. Uh-oh, I need somebody to type in the comments, get free. Oh yeah, get free. I always say this, before the truth can make you free, you need to find out which lie is holding you hostage. So tonight, we're going to get free. And so struggle means that you're making some forceful or violent efforts to get free of restraint or constriction. That means that something has you so bound up that you got to fight, you got to pull, you got to push, you got to exert all of this energy just to get loose, get free. So tonight, we're dealing with getting free. We're dealing with releasing those things that are constricting us. We're dealing with releasing those things that are restraining us. We're getting rid of those things that are keeping us bound up. Get free. The struggle is over. Secondly, struggle means to contend with an adversary or an opposing force. In other words, struggle means that there is something that's coming against me and I keep going back and forth with something. Something's opposing me. I'm going left and they're trying to get me to go right. I'm trying to get out. They're trying to get me to stay in. I'm trying to go up. They're trying to push me down. I'm trying to go forward. It's keeping me back. And so struggle means to contend with an adversary or an opposing force. Something is coming against what you're trying to do. The struggle is over. So many of you guys are joining. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting that share button, because somebody needs this word of empowerment, of affirmation, of inspiration tonight, and of freedom. Liberation is in the house tonight. Third, last but not least, struggle means to proceed with difficulty or with great effort. Are you seeing where I'm going? Struggle is perceived, it's defined as proceeding with difficulty or with great effort. In other words, yeah, I'm going forward, but it's taking all of my effort to do it. Yeah, I'm getting to the next dimension or the next level, but goodness, by the time I get there, I don't have any strength. I don't have any joy. I don't have any peace. I don't have any energy. All my money is gone. Struggling. And so struggle means to proceed with difficulty or great effort. I said at the beginning that somewhere somebody has served us a misnomer. Somebody has told us something that is not true. Somebody has made us to believe that everything that we have, everything that we want to attain, everything that we want to do can only be done by struggling. Yeah, somebody has fooled us into believing that the only way that we can be great, the only way that we can proceed, the only way that we can have wealth, the only way that we can be in good health, the only way that we can find happiness is to struggle. But if you hadn't typed it already in the comments, you better declare and decree out of your own mouth that the struggle is over. We're getting free tonight. Everybody take a moment and hit that share button, because I'm telling you that there is somebody that needs to hear this segment on tonight. So let's begin by talking about 5 things we struggle with. Get out your paper and pencil or get your typing hands ready. 5 things we struggle with. Because if we're declaring that the struggle is over, then we need to identify those things that we're struggling with. So we made the declare and the decree that the struggle is over. We've recognized that struggle means that we're having forceful or violent efforts to get free of something that's constricting us. We've recognized that struggle means to contend with an opposing force, something that's trying to get us to do something opposite that we're trying to do. And then thirdly, we understand that struggle means that we're proceeding, but we're doing it with difficulty or great effort. It's taking us too long. It's taking us too much energy. We're exerting all of our strength, all of our resources, trying to get to the next place. But the struggle tonight is over. And so, as we deal with making these declarations, we got to identify, well, what are we struggling with? 5 things. And again, I love doing, you guys know that I do alliterations, and that's kind of, it helps us to remember and recite and bring these things up in our remembrance when I do it like this. So 5 things, if you want to type them in the comments, 5 things that we struggle with. They all begin with F, because that's going to help us remember what they are. 5 things. If we're declaring that the struggle is over, we need to recognize, well then, you know what am I struggling with? So 5 things that we struggle with. Number 1, our faith. Yeah, somebody should type that in. 5 things we struggle with. Number 1, our faith. Oh yeah, we struggle with our faith. You guys know that I have a saying that says you can't fix what you won't face. And there is no reason why we try to look for help, hope, and healing when the truth is sitting right there and we act like we don't see it. I don't want to deal with that. I want to shut down on that because that's too close. But the first thing we struggle with is our faith. Couple of things. We struggle with our faith in ourselves. Oh yeah, we don't believe in ourselves. We have no confidence in ourselves. We don't believe in who we are. We don't have faith in what we were made to be. We don't have faith in our future. We don't have faith in our resources. We don't have faith in the things that God has gifted us with. Faith. We struggle with our faith. We struggle with our faith in God. Yeah, we believe his word, but then when it comes to trusting that he's going to do it, we struggle. And sometimes we're afraid to say it. We think it's blasphemy, but even in the word, the Bible says, I believe, but help my unbelief. And so it's okay, but you can't fix it until you face it. We struggle with our faith in God. Yeah, God, I know that you're a healer, but I am struggling with believing that I'm the one supposed to be healed. Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with faith in myself, and I'm struggling with faith in you. That's just the truth. Yeah, I know your word says that now unto him who's able to do exceeding and abundantly above beyond what I can ask, think, or imagine according to the power that worketh in me. I can quote the word. However, I'm struggling with my faith in believing that it applies to me. Yeah, I believe you can do it for those other people. I have faith that you're a healer when it comes to him. I have faith that you're a deliverer when it comes to her. I have faith that you can move their mountains. But for some reason, when it comes to me, I struggle with having faith. Can I get an amen or an ouch in the house? I struggle in my faith. So I'm struggling with faith in myself. I'm struggling with faith in God. And you know what? I struggle with having faith in other people. Oh yeah, we got to tell the truth. Faith is having this attitude, this complete confidence that people are going to do what they say. Well, the truth is too many people have let us down before. The truth is too many people have walked away from us. The truth is too many people have flunked. Too many people have stabbed us in the back. Too many people have promised us things and then they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. And so we struggle with having faith in other people, but it affects our relationships. It affects our friendships. It affects our work partnerships. We don't have faith. That's the first F. We struggle with faith. We don't have faith in ourselves. We don't have faith in God. We can quote his word, but we don't have faith. And then we don't have faith in other people. And so we're struggling. I told you that struggling is when you're contending with something. Sometimes the adversary is you. Uh-oh, did you hear what I said? Last week I kept saying, is it a he? Is it a she? Is it an it? Or is it me? Sometimes our faith is what we're struggling with. And so we have no faith, and it causes us to struggle. The second F that we struggle with our finances. We struggle with our finances. It's not even that we struggle obtaining wealth, but we struggle with how to retain it. Uh-oh. So some of us struggle with obtaining wealth, but even the Bible says that he giveth us the power to obtain wealth, to get wealth. So we struggle with, how do I make money? We don't know. That's why, if you haven't already, when you get off of here, in the description box for this live, I put a link for you guys to schedule either a 30-minute or a 1-hour empowerment segment with me, because some of us, we have these great ideas. We have these great business ideas. We have these great resources. We're great at something, but we're struggling with knowing how to make our purpose work for us. We don't know how to do that, so we struggle. But God gives us the power to get wealth. But we struggle with finances because we don't know what to do to get wealth. We know we're talented. We know we're gifted. Hey, Faith, thank you so much. We know that we have access to things, but we struggle. How do I? Because again, so many times I told you, number one, we struggle with our faith. We don't think that wealth belongs to us. But I said one time as a mic drop, why would he trust you with the wealth of the wicked when he can't trust you with the seed? Why would he give you the wealth of the wicked when he can't trust you with the seeds of the saved? We saying God's going to give me the wealth of the wicked, but then you're saved and there are some things you can do with what you have. But listen, what are you doing? And so we struggle, number one, with faith, but number two, we struggle with finances. We have not figured out how to make what we have work for us. The second thing, so we struggle with attaining, but we also struggle with retaining. We get the money and we struggle with how to keep it. Why? Half of the time it's because we're passing it out like we're Oprah. You get $1, you get $1, you get 10, you get my rent money, you get my tithe. Come on, people. You get my food money. Here you go. And then we're looking, why am I struggling with finances? Because you don't know how to say no. Why am I struggling with finances? Because you're trying to be a superhero, and superheroes have wealth and resources that just are unimaginable. Oh man, every time they spend $1, they just another dollar magically appear. I did a segment that says I am not a superhero. If you haven't watched it, you need to make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch that. I'm not a superhero. And so we struggle with obtaining wealth, but we struggle with sustaining it. We don't know how to keep what we have because we're spending it on things that we think that will bring us this real quick fix. I need to feel good for the moment. I want to look good for the moment. I want to have what everybody else has for the moment. And then guess what? It loses value. Can I tell you something? And it is a mic drop, and I'm going to help you guys with something, and somebody needs to put a pen right here, and it might sting a little bit, but I promise you it's going to bless you. Broke people break people. Uh-oh. I should have posted it, but you know what? The Holy Ghost just brought it to my remembrance. I need somebody to type it in the comments. You can say ouch or you can say amen. I'll take either one. Broke people break people. I just told y'all 5 things we struggle with. Number 1 was our faith in ourselves, in God, and in others. Number 2, we struggle with our finances. Lady Dean is in the house. Thank you so much, Queen. And so number 2, we struggle with our finances. We struggle with how to obtain finances, how to obtain wealth, and then we struggle with how to retain wealth. And part of the reason is because of who we are associated with. Broke people break people. If you're dealing with somebody and they're always broke, guess what? They're going to keep asking you for money until you're going to be broke. When you're dealing with somebody and they're broke in their relationships, before you know it, your relationship's going to be raggedy. If you're dealing with somebody and they're broken in their spirit, they're broken in the fact that they're always low, they're always depressed, guess what? They're going to break your happiness. They're going to break your joy. They're going to break your peace. So you better hear me. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Broke people break people. So why are we struggling in our finances? Because look at our associations. You better take inventory. Broke people break people. I hope I'm helping y'all tonight. Listen, y'all know I'm going to bring it. But you can't fix what you won't face. Did everybody take a second and hit that share button? Because I'm telling you, you're going to want your people on tonight. I just said 5 things that we struggle with. Number 1, our faith. Our faith in ourselves, our faith in God. We know the scripture, but we don't believe that it applies to us. And our faith in other people. We've been let down too many times, so we don't have any faith that anybody else is going to be there for us. Now, secondly, we struggle with our finances. Even though we know that the word says that God gives us the power to obtain wealth, even though we know that the blessings of the Lord make the rich and addeth no sorrow, we struggle with learning, how do I obtain wealth? And then we struggle with how to retain it. We don't know how to keep our money. We get it. We have access to it. But I just dropped the mic and I just told y'all something gonna change your life when you get that epiphany. Broke people break people. Broke people break people. If they broke in their finances, they're going to keep mooching off of you and you're going to be broke. If they're broke in their attitudes, they're going to keep putting all of that on you. Listen, and then your mentality is going to be broke. If they're broken in their spirit, you're going to look around and wondering, why am I carrying a spirit of depression? I didn't used to struggle with that. Broke people break people. Tonight, I'm telling y'all, there's help, there's hope, and there is healing. So we're dealing with, so listen, I'm telling you, I hope y'all type that in the comments because that was an epiphany. Broke people break people. And so 5 things we struggle with. Number 3, forgiveness. Oh yeah. We struggle with forgiveness. I'm on fire tonight. We struggle with forgiveness. We struggle with forgiving ourselves. And we struggle with forgiving other people. And may I offer to you, we struggle with forgiving God. Oh yeah, some of us been mad at him a long time. He took our mama. He didn't let our marriage work. He didn't let us keep the man we thought was for us. He let that woman walk away. We struggle with forgiveness. We're mad at ourselves for the mistakes that we made. We're mad at other people because they didn't do us right. And we're mad at God because he sat there and let it happen. We're struggling with forgiveness. You can't fix what you won't face. So sometimes we have to take a good hard look at ourselves and you say, you know what? I'm struggling with forgiveness. I'm struggling because I'm still mad. I'm struggling because I'm looking for an explanation. I'm struggling because I thought I would get an apology. I'm struggling because I don't understand why that had to happen. I'm struggling with forgiveness. I did a segment, and make sure, again, that you guys go and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I did a whole segment, and one of the segments said, I forgive me. But the other segment said, help me forgive them. Oh, yeah. And so we struggle with forgiveness. And then that last segment says, the truth is, I'm angry. And I literally talked about, you know what, I'm struggling because I'm mad. And we don't know how to tell the truth, but we're struggling with forgiveness. We're struggling. We're struggling with forgiving ourselves because we messed up. We made a mistake. We see that we acted out of ignorance. We're struggling. We're struggling with why other people did what they did. Even though we know they're human, they're fallible, even though we know that we're not supposed to put our trust in man, we did, and now we're struggling. How could they do me like that? I'm struggling with forgiving them because they should have known better. I'm struggling with forgiving them because they meant to do it. I'm struggling with forgiving them because they did it more than one time. I'm struggling. We're struggling with God, forgiving him. We're saying, you know what, God, I really can't even receive the blessings of the Lord because I'm really struggling with forgiving you for letting this happen. I'm struggling with understanding, why did I have to lose my mom? I'm struggling with understanding, why does he have cancer? I'm struggling with understanding why it looks like the wicked is prevailing and I'm the one that's sitting here and I can't get it together. I'm struggling with understanding why it's taking me so long. I'm struggling with forgiving you. Listen, we've got to be real with ourselves tonight. That's the only way that we can be free. But I told you in the beginning, if you hadn't already, you better type it in the comments. The struggle is over. We're getting free tonight. The 4th thing that we struggle with, and I believe it hits everybody. I told you there were all F's. We said our faith, our finances, forgiveness, and number 4, family and friends. Oh yeah, they go together. Family/friends. We struggle with our family and friends. We struggle with them. Why? Because they're so close up on us. I was just having this conversation with one of my dear friends today that sometimes we hold people so close to our heart that every time they shift or move or do something different, it affects us. Our heart starts skipping a beat. If you didn't watch last Monday's mic drop, I did heart conditions. What to do if your heart is under attack. And so sometimes we're struggling because of our family and friends. We're struggling because we're holding them too close. Yeah, we're wondering, why is it that that woman, every time she says something, I'm ready to fight? Why is it that that man can do that and nobody else can push my buttons? Sometimes we're struggling with our family and friends because we're putting them in the space that should be reserved only for God. Uh-oh. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes we're struggling with family and friends because we've put them in a position that should only be reserved for God. Yeah, we've exalted them in a place. We've put them on a pedestal. We've put them in positions. Listen, they can't maintain that. They can't maintain living on a throne. They can barely maintain keeping their personality the same day by day. We struggle because we know that people are capable of lying. We know that they're capable of being manipulative, but we hold them this close. And we wonder, well, why did he cheat? Well, why did they lie? Why did they walk away? We struggle with our family and our friends because we are the ones that have a grip on them. We are the ones that are holding them by the neck. They trying to walk off. We're struggling because we're trying to hold on to people that God told us to let go. I'm going to drop the mic myself. We're struggling because we're trying to make them fit into where we are, and God can't take us to where we're going because he said, no, this space is reserved for you, but not you, Billy and Jan. All y'all can't go together. I'm trying to take you to another dimension. So we're struggling with family and friends because we're holding on to them. We're struggling because they're trying to go one way and we're trying to keep them another. And we're struggling. We're holding on to that man and that woman because they're showing us they don't want to be in a relationship, but because we don't want to start over, we're struggling because we're fighting with them, trying to keep them where they are. We're struggling with our friends because we see that the elevation is on our lives. We see that we're progressing, but we're struggling because we're trying to drag them with us when they're saying, nah, I'm okay with where I am. I don't feel like leveling up. Nah, I'm all right living paycheck to paycheck, going with that. And we're saying, not me. I need everybody to go. The Bible says, listen, you work out, you carry your own cross. You carry your cross, not their cross and their cross and their cross, and you wonder why you're struggling. You wonder why you can't press on. Why? Because you're struggling. The Bible says to lay aside weight that besets you. Weight, struggling, because you're holding on to people that you should have let go of. Struggling because you're trying to make people be certain things in your life that they don't have the capacity to be. Struggling. You're contending with something that's no longer relevant to you. You're trying to bring relevance to something that God has already deemed irrelevant. She's not relevant to you anymore. Stop trying to make him relevant. He's not relevant. That situation is no longer relevant to you. No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for kingdom. So you're wondering why you're not progressing. You're wondering why you're struggling. You're struggling because you're holding on to irrelevant people trying to make them relevant. You're struggling because you're trying to hold on to what God promised you, but you're trying to hold on with what you had in the past. I'm just going to make these people fit. You're struggling because you're trying to let me think of how to put this. I'm trying to be nice, but some of you guys are dimming down your light because you're struggling with how people, your family and friends will perceive the fact that, listen, the illumination is on you. I have never seen so many people in my life house greatness, house the next level, house going to leveling up, but you're struggling with family and friends because I don't want them talking about me. They talking about you. Can I help you? Can I bust your bubble? They talking. I don't want them looking at me crazy. They are. I don't want them thinking I think they are that. They already think it. You're struggling with something that's irrelevant because you keep trying to make it relevant. I'm trying to help y'all in this house. And so 5 things that we're struggling with. Number 1, our faith in ourselves, in God, and in other people. Number 2, our finances. We don't know how to get it and we don't know how to keep it. Number 3, forgiveness. We don't know how to forgive ourselves. We don't know how to forgive other people. Number 4, we're struggling with family and friends. We're holding them so close. We're holding them so tight that every time they turn their head, our heart flutter. Every time they didn't like our post, every time they didn't answer our call, every time they didn't come through when we needed to, we just start stressing out, spazzing out, struggling. And 5th, last but not least, the 5th thing that we struggle with is our future. Listen, even the word of God says that eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for us. But for some reason, we don't see ourselves on the other side of the struggle. We struggle with our future. We struggle with the idea that we don't have to stay where we are. We struggle with the idea that I'm somewhere in the future and I look much better than I look right now. We struggle with seeing ourselves healthy and healed and whole. We struggle with seeing ourselves on the other side of the situation. We struggle with what it looks like in the future to not be carrying that baggage. But if I don't have my baggage, what will I have? We struggle with what it looks like to be free. We say we want to be free, but somewhere in the future, going into the future means that I have to leave the place where I am and go into unfamiliar territory. I'm dropping the mic, and I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Going to my future means that I have to leave a place where I'm residing in right now. I'm having to leave what I know, and I'm having to move into the unknown. Leveling up, and we love to say it, but leveling up means that I have to depart. There's a departure. There's a separation. Somewhere I've got to leave what I know. I've got to leave where I am, and I got to go into a land that he's going to show me. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my future. And so 5 things that we struggle with. And I hope I'm helping you guys tonight. And so let me tell you something. Did you know that when you struggle in your emotions, when you struggle in your mind, when you struggle in your spirit, do you know that affects your body? Oh yeah, I did the research. When we struggle, every area of our body is affected. Number 1, our respiratory system is affected when we struggle. Why? We start hyperventilating. We tend to breathe harder and more quickly because we're trying to distribute oxygen everywhere. When we start struggling with something, in other words, fighting against something, trying to fight and hold on to stuff, listen. It bothers our respiratory system. It happens. It starts leading us to feel like we're going to hyperventilate. It can lead you to do things. Listen, it can make you prone to anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Struggle will stress your respiratory system and lead you into a place and you wonder, why does it feel like I'm breathing? And what is that? I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack. Struggling. Yeah. Second thing that it can do to our bodies when we struggle, it wreaks havoc on our immune systems. I'm trying to teach you guys tonight. Listen, when we struggle, when we're fighting consistently in a place where we are exerting energy, trying to be happy, trying to be whole, trying to be healed, what happens is it suppresses our immune system. It suppresses our inflammatory pathways. And guess what? We become more susceptible to infection. I know I'm going deep, but I'm going to help you. When you struggle, you cause your immune system to wreaks havoc on it. And next thing you know, guess what? You're susceptible to infection. You want to know why is it when you're struggling? Why does it look like it opens the doors of hell and everybody else that's struggling is up on you? Every time you're struggling, the very thing that you're struggling with seems to be right up on you. Yeah, because in the natural, when you struggle, it wreaks havoc on our immune system. It makes you susceptible to infection. I told y'all in the mic drop earlier, broke people break people. And so when you are struggling, you are susceptible to infection. Yeah, I'm going deep tonight. Hey, listen, when you struggle, let me tell you what it does to you in the natural. It messes with your musculoskeletal system. That means your muscles start tensing up. That means, and listen, when your muscles start tensing up so bad, all of a sudden you're wondering, why is my back hurting? 1 year, and this is me being transparent, I was almost bedridden. In May, a couple of years ago, I was taking not just pain pills, not just muscle relaxers, but nerve pills. Listen to me, I could barely go anywhere. I could barely drive. I almost didn't get to attend my son's graduation. They had to run all of these CAT scans, all of these things on me to try to find out what is going on with my muscles. What is that? Struggle. They start doing these scans. They couldn't find anything physically wrong with me. But all I knew was that my back was hurting. All I knew was that my shoulders were hurting. All I knew was that I had tension in my body. Listen, when you try to carry struggle, when you are consistently fighting with your finances, with your faith, with forgiveness, with your family and friends, with your future, you're just in a struggle and not in a place of peace, it affects your body. And so if you're not careful, you wonder, I keep getting these migraines. I don't know what's going on with these headaches. It could be struggle. The next thing that struggle affects is our cardiovascular system. See, we think that the struggle is real, baby. I'm going to show you how real the struggle really is. The struggle, when you're in a constant state of struggle, it messes with your heart rate. It messes with your blood pressure. We say, "Ooh, that girl making my pressure get up. Ooh, that boy know he drives my pressure up." Listen, you know why? Because you're struggling. You're struggling trying to birth a grown man out of a boy. They're acting like a boy even though they're in their 40s, and you struggling because you're trying to make them do that, paying their bills. You struggling, and you wonder, "Ooh, my pressure going on. My pressure going up. What's going on?" Struggling because you're trying to fit something into a mold that it can't fit in. Struggling. You're struggling and you're wondering, listen, what's going on with me? If struggle becomes chronic, that means over a long period of time, you better know that it can affect your blood pressure and your arteries. And the next thing you know, you're at risk for a heart attack or a stroke. I told you last Monday, I dealt with heart conditions, what to do if your heart is under attack. Struggle. The next thing that it affects in our body, because I need you to understand that the struggle is real. Struggle messes with your endocrine system. That means that your mood, this going to hit a lot of us. Your mood, your growth, your development, your metabolism, the way that your body is supposed to work. All of a sudden you're wondering, man, I'm acting bipolar. Man, one day I'm happy, the next day I'm sad. What's going on with me? It could be the struggle. You're struggling with trying. I said this at another mic drop. I said, you're so busy trying to fight who you were with who you're trying to become. Struggling. I'm trying to become this, but I'm struggling because of who I used to be. Struggling. It affects you. It affects your metabolism. It affects your mood. You're wondering, why don't I have a stable mind? And you know the Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You're wondering, why can't I make a decision about anything? Why can't I make the decision to leave him and walk away? Why can't I make the decision to cut her loose? What is that? I'm struggling, and it can affect your mood. The next thing that it can affect in our body, and listen now, this is the truth, and I got to say ouch on this one. Struggle, the stress that struggle puts on you, it has some unpleasant gastrointestinal effects. Oh yeah, I need to talk with all of my family and friends and fellow co-workers and co-laborers that deal with that stomach issue. Oh yeah, those of you guys, let's tell the truth, that have those irritable bowel syndrome. Those of you all that are always thinking that, you having heartburn or acid reflux. I'm talking to you. Did you know that struggling has an effect on that? You ever said, I used to call it like, what is that that's making my stomach? Something about whenever I think about this, it makes my stomach start feeling nervous and I can't eat. I can't keep digesting my food. All of a sudden, my stomach cramping. You're wondering why all of a sudden you feel like I'm having acid reflux. Listen, it could possibly not even be what you're eating. It could be the fact that you are struggling so bad, it's messing up your gastrointestinal system, and you're not able to digest food. Everything in your body is not working normally, and you're saying, oh my God, what is going on with me? You think the struggle is real? Oh baby, it's real. Listen, and here's the last thing, and I'm going to tell you that struggle does with your body. Struggle messes with your reproductive system. Did you know that too much stress for a man, it actually causes him not to produce testosterone. It causes him not to be able to produce. For women, it changes your cycle. It starts giving you symptoms. In other words, the struggle can cause you not to reproduce. Y'all better hear what I'm telling y'all tonight. Struggle affects your ability to reproduce. There are some of you guys that should be producing something. You should be producing greatness. You should be producing prosperity. You should be producing something good ought to be coming out of your life. But the struggle is affecting your ability to reproduce. You're wondering why nothing is coming out of you. You're wondering why you're not accomplishing anything. You're wondering why you're not progressing. Could it be that struggle is affecting your reproductive system? Am I dropping the mic tonight? Told y'all it was going to be real tonight. And so, 6 mistakes that we make that keep us struggling. Yeah, I'm helping tonight. I'm teaching. I'm in a teaching mode tonight. Listen, I'm going to take a pause again. When you guys log off tonight, there is a link for you guys. If you really feel like you want to have a one-on-one segment with me, it doesn't matter if it's about relationships, if it's about trying to figure out how do I monetize my message, how do I make my purpose work for me. I need to figure out how do I take my marketing to the next level. If it's about just you internally, if it's self-esteem issues, if it's trying to build your courage, if it's about relationships, not sure what to do, make sure that you guys hit that link and you have the opportunity, because so many of you guys inbox me and say, I just need to have a conversation with you. You can schedule either a 30-minute or a 60-minute, which is a 1-hour segment with me. After it's over, click the link when I went live, go back to that at the beginning and make sure that you click the link, and make sure if you would like to schedule your own personal one-on-one segment with the empowerment specialist, there is a link that lets you schedule either a 30-minute segment with me or a 60-minute segment. Once you click the link and once you purchase your spot, you'll get a follow-up email that gets you to tell me a little information about what it is that we're going to be dealing with. Like I said, it can be relational, it can be personal, it can be spiritual, it can be professional. You decide, because I want to have that time to talk with you one-on-one. Hey, Anna, thank you so much. I loved meeting you this weekend. So, all right, we're back dealing with the struggle. 6 mistakes that keep us struggling. And I hope I come straight down your road, straight down your street, and knock on your front door. Number 1, we struggle because we're not clear about our goals. Oh, we don't know what we want to do. We don't know where we're trying to go. We're just out here winging it. I had a mic drop that says, you can't wing it and win. Somebody should type that in the comments. You can't wing it and win. Yeah, 6 mistakes that causes us to struggle. We're not clear about our goals. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't know what we're meant to do. We're just out there winging it, but you can't wing it and win. You have to have some clear directives and clear directions, clear intentions about what it is you were supposed to be doing. That's why some of y'all need to click the link and book y'all's strategy session with me. You can't wing it and win. Well, I'm going to just wing it. I'm just going to get out there and let it do what it do. That's why you're not winning. That's why you can't level up. You can't wing it and win. And so we struggle because we're not clear about our goals. We don't have a plan. Number 2, what makes us struggle? We want instant gratification. We want it now. Y'all know that J.G. Wentworth commercial, I want my money and I want it now. Well, that's how we are. We want stuff right now. We're struggling because we think that it's supposed to happen just like that. Listen, God is not a magic genie and your life is not on microwave mode. I dropped that mic. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. God is not a magic genie and your life is not on microwave mode. And so what happens is we struggle because we want instant gratification. I want something to happen right now. I just want to wake up and everything's put together. I just want to wake up like this. I want to wake up and have it together. We want instant gratification. We want it right now. And it doesn't happen like that. And so we struggle. I'm talking about 6 mistakes that keep us struggling. The 3rd mistake, we don't know how to say no. I told y'all, listen, no has superpower. My new superpower is the power of the no. No is a superpower. Let me tell you something, and I hope this helps you. You have to say, listen, how do I say no? I don't know when I should say no. I don't know when is the appropriate time for me to say no. Well, I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet right here about when to say no. Can I help you guys 1 second? Because again, these are mistakes that keep us struggling. Number 1, we're not clear about our goals. We don't know what we're doing. We can't wing it and win. Number 2, we want instant gratification. But I just told you guys that God is not a magic genie and your life is not on microwave mode. It doesn't happen like that. And 3rd, we don't know how to say no. But I'm going to give you guys, some of you all struggle with, I don't know when is the appropriate time to say no. Well, here's a little cheat sheet. If it is not in alignment with your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests, it's a no. Let me say it again because I want you guys to get this. If it is not in line with your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests, it's a no. One more time for my folks in the back. If it is not in line with your priorities, with your projects, or with your personal interests, it's a no. It's sometimes not just that we don't know how to say no. We don't know when to say no. But no, if it's not in line with my priorities, some of us, we should have priorities. I got God as a priority. I have my family as a priority. My finances are a priority to me. My purpose is a priority to me. And if these things aren't in line with my priorities, it's a potential no. If they aren't in line with my projects, that means the things that I'm working on that's getting me towards my purpose, it's a no. And then this is the one that kills us. If it's not in alignment with my personal interest. Some of you guys think that the only time you're supposed to say no is if it's something you're working on. But no. If it's not in alignment with my personal interest, me, my vacation, me, my nap time, me, my personal time with my family, my children, my husband, my friends, my personal interest, things that I just want to do for me, it's a no. We think that we can't say no when all we want to do, well, I can't say no because I really don't have anything else to do. My personal interest is to sit down and do nothing today. It's a no. I'm helping free somebody tonight. Listen, the struggle is over. And so you have to ask yourself, wait a minute, before I give out my yes, is this thing in line with my priorities, my projects, or my personal interests? Because you know what? You could be on your way to a no, ma'am and sir. I hope I'm helping tonight. Number 4, I'm talking about 6 mistakes that keep us struggling. Number 4, we give up when things don't go our way. Yeah, I got to get real. 6 mistakes that keep us from struggling. If you guys are just coming on, make sure you watch this from the beginning because I went hard tonight. I'm talking about I went all the way in. So make sure you go back to the beginning so you can look at the 5 things that we struggle with. Make sure you go back to the beginning so that you can hear me talk about what struggle does to our physical body. So now we're dealing with 6 mistakes that keep us from struggling. Number 1, we're not clear about our goals. You can't wing it and win. Number 2, we want instant gratification. I just told y'all God is not a magic genie and your life is not on microwave mode. Number 3, we don't know how to say no. But if it's not in alignment with your priorities, your projects, or your personal interests, it's a no. And number 4, we give up when things don't go our way. Oh, can I tell the truth on us tonight? Oh yeah, we're a bunch of brats. Yeah, we're just a bunch of brats, and sometimes we can be a bunch of punks. We just give up when things don't go our way. I thought it was going to happen like that, and it didn't. Well, that's fine. I'm done with that. We just get to be a bunch of brats. What is that? Emotionally, just punks. That didn't go my way. I thought more people were going to like my post. I thought more people were going to support me. I thought more people were going to come out. So it didn't go my way. I'm giving up. That's all right. I won't do it. Just give up. And so it makes us struggle. Why? Because we have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline. We don't know how to finish anything that we started because we're too busy giving up every time things don't go my way. Well, they didn't do what I thought they were going to do. That didn't happen like I thought it was going to happen, so I'm just going to give up. That didn't go my way. Stop being a brat. Sometimes you just got to look yourself in the mirror and tell the whole truth. Stop being a brat. It makes you struggle. Number 5. I'm talking about 6 mistakes that keeps us from struggling. We blame others for our struggle. Oh, yeah, we do. Well, I wouldn't be struggling if he were to do what he was supposed to do. I wouldn't be struggling if they would not have put me in this situation. Well, I wouldn't be struggling if I didn't have to take care of that. Well, I wouldn't be struggling if they didn't take that from me. Oh, yeah, we blaming everybody. They took advantage of me. They took my kindness for weakness. They took me as a fool. But I told you, I dropped the mic last week and said, nobody can take what you don't give. No, they can't take what you don't give. Nobody took your kindness for weakness. You gave it to them. Nobody took advantage of you. You gave yourself to them. Nobody took your kindness for weakness. You offered it. Nobody took you for a fool. You gave them the foolish part of you. And so we struggle because we're blaming everybody else and we won't take responsibility for us. If you want to declare and decree that the struggle is over, the first thing you got to do is put the fault where it's at, be accountable. You know what? Yeah, they did take advantage of me, but I'm the one that gave them the advantage. Huh? This is how we get free. You can't fix what you won't face. Last but not least, 6, and this is important. We struggle because we don't and won't ask for help. You hear me? Last but not least, we struggle because we don't and won't ask for help. There are times when we cannot do it ourselves. There are times when we don't have the resources necessary to be okay. There are times when it is too much for us to bear. But we're struggling because we don't ask for help and we won't ask for help. No, you need help. I'm worried about what they gonna say. I don't want them looking at me some kind of way. I don't want them thinking something about me. No, you're struggling. And I told y'all this the other day as a mic drop. I said, God can't heal what you don't reveal, and you won't reveal what you don't feel. Well, sometimes you're desensitizing yourself and you're fooling yourself and trying to pretend like you're not struggling. Well, if you don't feel the struggle, you won't ask for help. No, sometimes you need to feel that pull. You know what? I'm struggling. And before I get out there and drown, let me send out a SOS. I'm telling y'all, on my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. And I did a whole segment called SOS, Save Our Sanity. I said sometimes you have to just say, help. I need help. I'm about to go crazy. I need help. I don't know what my next move is. I need help. I feel like I'm drowning. I need help because I'm in between a rock and a hard place. I need help. I need help. And so we struggle because of those 6 reasons. Now, as I bring this thing in, listen, we struggle. We're talking about the struggle tonight. We're talking about the struggle is over. And those of you guys that have watched, make sure if you watched late, you came in late, go back to the beginning. If you're just joining me, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you're hitting that share button on this Mic Drop Monday as we're dealing with the struggle is over. I talked about 5 things we struggle with. I talked about what struggling does to our natural bodies. And I just finished up with 6 things that keeps us struggling. Now, this is good. So we're struggling. We're struggling to hold on to people that God is releasing us from. Uh-oh. Somebody better say ouch or amen. We're struggling. We're struggling because we're holding on to people that God is trying to release us from. We're struggling because we're trying to stay in positions that we've outgrown. Who am I talking to tonight? We're struggling because we're trying to defend who you are against who you used to be. Ooh, that was a good one. I better say that again for the people in the back. We're struggling, number 1, to hold on to people that God is releasing us from. Number 2, we're struggling to stay in positions that we've outgrown. Number 3, we're struggling to defend who we are against who we used to be. Number 4, we're struggling to obtain and retain the respect, attention, and support of people who don't value you and who don't appreciate you. Uh-oh, there should be some ouches. Did you hear me? I said you're struggling because you're trying to obtain and retain the respect, attention, and support of people who don't value or appreciate you. They don't appreciate your time and they don't appreciate your talent. So there's a struggle. And last, you're struggling to fit into what's comfortable, non-threatening, and less intimidating to other people. You could be great. You could be progressing. You could be walking into your wealthy place. You could be leveling up, but you're struggling. Because no, this is not what's comfortable. People used to me doing it. They're not used to me having favor. They're not used to my finances being great. They're not used to me, being on the scene. They're not used to me acting like this. And so you're struggling. So the solution, as we bring this thing in, the solution, I never bring you guys an issue or a problem without offering a solution. I told you, Mic Drop Monday is about help, hope, and healing. What's the solution? I know y'all think it's going to be really hard, but the solution is going to be really easy. And I want everybody to type this in the comments because this is going to bless somebody's life. Y'all hit that share button. I hope you did. It's going to bless your life. Here is the solution to the struggle. Here it is. Don't fight. Flow. Did you hear me? Don't fight. Flow. If you're sitting in front of your computer or on your phone, you need to just do like this. Don't fight. Flow. Yeah. See, when you struggle, what you're really doing is you're fighting against currents. And do you know what those currents are? Those currents are evolution and elevation. Whew, that's a mic drop. You hear me? Don't fight. Flow. This is the solution. When you are struggling, what happens is you're fighting against currents of evolution and elevation. See, listen, evolution is the process of formation. It's the process of growth. It's the process of development. When you evolve, that means you're developing into something great. When you elevate, that means you're going from one level to the next. But listen, when you're struggling, that means you're fighting against evolution and elevation. But what's the answer? Don't fight. Flow. You got to tell yourself, you know what? Don't fight. Flow. When somebody tries to get you to struggle with them, I'm not going to struggle for my happiness. I'm going to flow. I'm not going to struggle for some peace. I'm not going to fight. I'm going to flow. I'm not going to struggle with my finances. I got to figure out how to flow, because the flow is what's bringing me evolution. It's causing me to develop and grow. The current, the flow is what's causing me to elevate. It's shifting me into my next dimension. And so let me give you guys what flow means. FLOW. Y'all know I have an acronym for everything, right? So flow, what does it mean to flow? I just told you, don't fight, flow. So here we go. F. The F is for forgive. Forgive. I forgive me and I forgive them. I forgive him. You got it? I talked to you all at the beginning is that one of the things that we're struggling with is our faith. We don't, and our forgiveness. We don't forgive ourselves, other people, and some of us are still mad at God. So flow, FLOW, the F is for forgive. Forgiving helps you flow. Oh yeah, when you don't forgive people, you're anchoring them to you. You're keeping them at a place in your life. You're keeping yourself at a place in the past. You're saying, I don't forgive. So that means that I'm putting this nail down and I'm keeping myself here. Don't fight, flow. Flow, the F is for forgive. Dr. Tamara Tarver always says, I forgive everybody for everything. Forgive. Don't fight, flow. So the F is for forgive. The L in flow is for love. A lot of us can't flow because we don't love ourselves. We have not learned how to love on us. Yeah, we can love on other people, but when it comes to us, oh my goodness, we are our own worst critic. We're always criticizing ourselves. We're always talking negative to ourselves. We're always talking bad to ourselves. But we got to learn to love. We've got to learn to love on us, and we've got to learn to love on other people. Don't fight, flow. The F is for forgive. The L is for love. The O in flow is for open up. Open up. The reason why we can't flow is because there's some blockage. We tight. We build walls. And not only are we keeping ourselves in, but we're keeping other people out. Don't fight, flow. The O is for open up. Listen, I'm sorry to tell you this, but to flow, there's a risk. There's a risk in the flow. You've got to open yourself up to new possibilities. You've got to open yourself up to new people. You've got to open up yourself to the possibility of success. You've got to open yourself up to the future. You've got to open yourself up to forgiveness. You've got to open yourself up to love. You've got to open yourself up to starting over. You've got to open yourself up to taking chances. You've got to open up. And the W in flow stands for work. Listen, faith without works is dead. You got to do the work. You got to flow. You can't fight, but you got to flow. Flow still means that there is a part for you to play. That means you've got to show up and do the work. It takes work to forgive. It takes work to love. It takes work to open up. And so to flow, to FLOW, you got to forgive, you got to love, you got to open up, and you got to do the work. Why is this so important? Why is it as I end that we shouldn't fight, but we should flow? Before I tell you that as I end, listen, if you haven't already, make sure that when you get off of this broadcast, you go to the link that I posted, because all of you guys, or any of you guys that would like your own personal one-on-one segment with me, I've opened up my calendar for this month, and I have 30 and 60-minute segments available for you guys. You can click the link and schedule a segment with me, an empowerment segment. It can be about your personal issues. It can be about finances. It can be about taking your marketing or your purpose to the next level. It can be about trying to figure out a situation in your life. Just an empowerment segment. Click the link and schedule as soon as possible, because I know that the slots are going to fill up, and I don't want want you guys to miss that opportunity to work with me one-on-one for your personal empowerment segment. So make sure you click the link in my subject line. But so listen, I just said the solution to struggle is don't fight, flow. Flow. Forgive, love, open up, and work. Flow. Why should we stop fighting? Why should the struggle, the fight be over? Because Exodus 14:14 says, the Lord shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. Oh yeah, I got to end it with what does the word say? Why should we stop fighting and start flowing? Because Exodus 14:14 says, the Lord shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. No September. I'm not just opening up my calendar for September. I'm sorry. It's going to be September and October. Probably even out to December. I'm going to hold these last 3 months open for my personal one-on-one empowerment segment. So make sure that you book your calendar before my calendar gets booked up and before other people come in and get on it. So go ahead and you can schedule your segment out to your convenience, but make sure that you get them in quickly. Okay, so why shouldn't we fight but flow? Exodus 14:14, the Lord shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. Deuteronomy 1:42 says, and the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you. God says, listen, stop going out there to your enemies, lest you be smitten before your enemies. Stop fighting. You're struggling because you're fighting. And God says, go not up, neither fight, because I'm not among that. I'm not in the middle of drama. God. The Bible says that God is not the author of confusion. So we've got to get to the point where we say, wait a minute. Why am I out there being a fool, out there fighting, out there trying to defend myself? God is not in that. He says, if you go out there on your own, you shall be smitten before your enemies. That's because you're out there trying to fight. Don't fight. Flow. Deuteronomy 3:22 says, ye shall not fear them, for the Lord your God, he shall fight for you. Why are you fighting? He's fighting for you. And last but not least, Deuteronomy 20:4 says, for the Lord your God is he that goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. Did you hear what I said? Deuteronomy 20:4 says, for the Lord your God is he that goes with you. That means he's right there with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. So why do you stop struggling? Why do you have to get to the point where you don't fight? You just flow? Because God is with you. And he says, I'm going with you. You leveling up, I'm going. Even the word says that, listen, nothing separates me from God. Not things above, not things beneath, nothing is going to separate me from him. So I don't have to fight. I can just flow. Listen, I'm Elisa LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist, and this was another segment of Mic Drop Monday where there was help, there was hope, there was healing. I hope all of you guys enjoyed this segment. The struggle is over. I hope that you found something, some level of empowerment, inspiration, and encouragement that helps you to shift your life to the next level. If you did, make sure that you share that with me, that it blessed you in any shape, form, or fashion. Again, if you guys want to schedule that empowerment segment with me, the link is going to be there. I am going to put the full flyer up tomorrow, but start going ahead and solidifying your segments, because I cannot wait to talk to you guys, to hear what you're dealing with, and to give you guys some sound wisdom, some practical knowledge and advice. Thank you guys so much. I'm Elisa LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist. Remember, you can't fix what you won't face. I'll see you guys next time.